on long branches.
There's a couple dead ones here.
Thbdtghfvxx is finding dead buds throughout his apricots, peaches, nectarines, and pears. How can you tell they're dead?
So if you look, you see the brown in the middle?
Yeah, it's like a tiny little speck of pepper or something.
Yep.
Those dark specks mean the bud won't produce any fruit. So far, Thbdtghfvxx figures he's lost about 15% in some of his orchards. Not disaster yet, but he can't lose many more. So each night, his crews battle the Arctic air with diesel heaters and huge wind fans. For NPR News, I'm Anna King, outside of Wapato.
Anna Brunn won Best Actress at the Berlin International Film Festival for her part in The Heiresses. This is NPR News.
Support for NPR comes from NPR stations. Other contributors include LifeLock, reminding consumers that identity theft isn't limited to credit card fraud. Identity thieves can steal from 401k and investment accounts or get a loan in someone else's name. More at lifelock.com.
Journalist Ann Curry spent 15 years on NBC's Today Show, and she says she faced a rough workplace culture there when she co-hosted with Matt Lauer.
Any human being would say that it was pervasive, and it falls under the phrase verbal sexual harassment.
Ann Curry gets personal on Me Too. Next time on It's Been a Minute from NPR.
Tonight at 9 here on 89.3 KPCC.
This is All Things Considered from NPR News. I'm Sarah McCammon, in for Michelle Martin. We're going to start the program with news about those dueling memos. Democrats on the House Intelligence Committee have released their heavily redacted memo rebutting claims made by Republicans that the FBI and Justice Department abused their powers in spying on a member of Trump's campaign. President Trump had blocked the release of this memo 2 weeks ago, making the case that the document contained sensitive information. It was written in response to the so-called Nunes memo, which claimed the FBI and DOJ had abused their surveillance authority. Congressman Adam Schiff of California is the ranking Democrat on the House Intelligence Committee, and he pushed for the release of the counter memo. He joins me now. Welcome.
Thank you. It's good to be with you.
You've been pushing for the memo to be released because you've said the Nunes memo does not provide a full picture. What's in your memo that needed to be made public?
Well, what's in the memo includes a lot of the information that the FBI provided the FISA court about Carter Page's history, that he had been a subject of Russian recruitment efforts in the past, well before the 2016 election came along, and that the FBI presented to the court information about other people in the Trump campaign, namely George Papadopoulos, who occupied the same position as Carter Page, that is a foreign policy advisor, who had also been approached by the Russians and had been informed that the Russians had dirt on Hillary Clinton. And so the court knew at the time of the FISA application both a lot about Carter Page's history, a lot about the Russian activities that were going on in the country, about an approach to another Trump campaign foreign policy advisor, and importantly about the political bias of those who hired Christopher Steele. So that was all left out of the majority memo to give a very misleading impression to the country and try to impugn the FBI.
The White House just put out a statement saying your memo, quote, attempts to undercut the president politically. Is that not part of what this is about, undercutting arguments the president and his allies have made?
No, the FBI took issue with the Nunes memo for a very good reason. It was designed to attack the FBI by cherry-picking intelligence to give the country a misleading impression. We simply supplied the material facts that the Nunes memo left out. Now, they may not reflect well on the president or his campaign or the issue of collusion that the president continues to want to deny. But nonetheless, that was part of the FISA application, and you could see why the Nunes memo left all that out. But I think it's important for the country to see that and know that the FBI is acting appropriately. They want to really undermine the Mueller investigation. That's what this is all about, trying to put the government on trial. And I think it's important for the public to see the true facts.